Hi, my name is David Partika, and I created CSS Burner as a rapid optimization tool for CSS. Now, as part of my new playlist, which is going to be about common optimization opportunities, as part of the Optimized CSS channel, I'm going to talk to you today about something that I see present in many, many style sheets. It's superfluous markup that when you add up, in some cases, all the instances uh, for which you'll see this markup, it winds up, amounting to, a fair number of bytes. And so I'm going to paste in some code blocks, and I want you to stare at this and just think, is any of this markup unnecessary? Are there any characters that can be deleted? And so just take a look, and let's now use CSS Burner, which will tell us when we select the Optimize CSS option. CSS Burner will tell us if there is any superfluous markup. So let's scan this, and we see that because optimizations are orange, in fact, there was superfluous markup, which amounted to about 2.47% of the number of bytes that were present in the original markup. And so what is this? See that the quotation marks here are unnecessary, and it winds up that, and we get the explanation here, for attribute selectors, if there are no characters which need to be escaped, so for example, some special characters like, like a question mark, or a white space. If there are no characters that need to be escaped, then the parser will not misinterpret anything in the selector, and it will know that this title is just with the raw, plain alphabetical string text, and it doesn't need quotes. But in the second example, there is white space, and so according to W3C documentation, you do need to wrap this string in quotes. And so you see this a lot with, for example, the attribute type equals text. Type equals, radio or checkbox with different input attributes, or the input types. You'll see that oftentimes developers quote the type, whether it be, checkbox or radio or whatever, with no special characters in there. They'll quote the attribute selector, but it's not necessary. And so if you add up all the instances of this in a style sheet, sometimes it's dozens, sometimes it's hundreds or more, maybe even, thousands of bytes, depending upon how many instances of attribute selectors there are. And so it's just one of those things. It's a little, it's a small contribution, but it does, in the scheme of things, add up to just unnecessary markup, bytes that are left on the table, which ultimately causes the style sheet to be downloaded by the end user's browser, more slowly than it needs to be. So, one thing I try to emphasize with CSS Burner is that all these missed optimization opportunities, at the end of the day, translate into a reduced user experience, because the user has to wait longer than he or she needs to. So that's what I think the importance of optimizations are, and you should look for them in your code. You could use CSS Burner's scan with the optimization option checked, and you'll find all of these optimization opportunities marked in orange. So if this video was helpful for you, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to the Optimized CSS channel, please do so. Look for more of these optimization opportunity videos in the near future.